bestätigen, auch für Zukunft.
The question was, what did you mean with not enough character? Was it too less character? I said no, it was not enough character, and we need a lot more of about everything to improve, to be better, to win games again.
Ganz normal, weil wenn man fängt an mit 0:1 nach 2 Minuten und in 10, 15 Minuten, erste 10, 15 Minuten schenkt 5, 6 Corner, dann ganze Rhythmus, ganze Richtung von diesem Spiel ist gekippt auf andere Seite. Auch Gegner hat nicht so viel gemacht, hat mit Aggressivität uns in Schwierigkeiten gebracht. Wir hätten mit dem Ball gut manipuliert und Ball gehalten können, aber wie habe ich gesagt, sind wir nicht in diese Zone gegangen, wo tut weh, und mussten wir das mehr machen, haben wir Ende erste Halbzeit ein bisschen mehr gemacht, in zweite probiert, aber war alles zusammen ungenug.
The question was, how come the Swiss were struggling so hard to put pressure on the Irish team, who was not in the best lineup? They could have ended the game, and they said in the first 10-15 minutes we were kind enough to offer 5-6 corner balls to the Irish team. We were not that much under pressure by the Irish, but we didn't go into the zone where it can hurt. Sven, bitte.
Ja, das wissen wir, wie wichtig die Spieler sind, und das ist auch nicht, da diese Spieler, welche haben gespielt auf Stelle von diesen Spielern, haben schlecht gemacht. Aber allgemeine Leistung von unserer Mannschaft hat nicht gestimmt. Waren wir so ein bisschen halbherzig auf dem Platz, und gegen diese Gegner muss man Zweikämpfe gewinnen, muss man mehr laufen und bissiger sein, und wir waren das nicht heute. Und dann auch diese erste Pässe, diese qualitative Pässe oft sind nie gekommen.
The question was, the Swiss team as well had to do without two key players, Shaqiri and Lichtsteiner. Does this game also mean that the Swiss cannot do without them? And Mr. Pekovic said, we know how important these players are for the Swiss team, but it's not any kind he wants to say against the substitutions. They were not bad. It was the whole team that was some sort of half-hearted on the pitch. We did avoid the duels. And we were not tough enough to stand up to the Irish. And as he said before, first ball, first passes were there was a big lack of quality in this part. Thomas Schifferle, Tagesanzeiger.
Habe ich nicht verstanden?
morning, everyone. Patrick?
Martin, you wanted a cohesive performance of the players to step forward. Satisfied you got both?
Well, I think that we probably lacked a little bit of cohesion, but nice to keep momentum going against what I thought was a very fine Swiss side, must admit, who kept possession well, and after we scored the early goal, certainly put us under pressure. So there are things that we can definitely improve. I think there's no question about that. Just thought that we could maybe have a wee bit more confidence in ourselves when in possession of the ball. That's all. Just nice to win the game and keep that sort of momentum going. Again, one or two players I thought played very well, but it was just wanted us to maybe be on the front foot a wee bit more.
Who were the one or two players that played very well for you?
Well, first of all, I think that two centre backs did very, very well indeed. Clark, that I've known anyway from my Aston Villa days, young lad, captain of the youth team at that time, coming through, and he's come on very strongly in the games. He played brilliantly in the last two matches of the qualification group for us, and he's carried it on tonight. And his partner beside him, I thought young Duffy did very, very well indeed.
How's Kevin Doyle?
Kevin is, Alan, my doctor just told me, he said that it's a deep cut, but they are cleaning it out, nothing broken, which is great from that viewpoint. I think he's going under anaesthetic now at this minute to get it stitched up, and hopefully everything should be all right. We're hoping that that's the case, but that was the news I got just as I was leaving the dressing room.
So, just for clarity, it's not an injury that rules him out for the summer?
No, it's seeming that's right. You know, hopefully the cut doesn't get infected or anything like that. But no, it's nothing's broken, or seemingly that's the case.
Through no fault of his own, has a big opportunity gone for him tonight? He would have been one perhaps on the periphery.
Well, I thought he actually, funnily enough, I thought he started well. I thought he was trying to hold the ball up for us. You know, something that he was doing. I would say pretty regularly way back a few seasons ago when he was very strong at Reading, and certainly at times at Wolves as well too. So he just looked as if he was getting back into the swing of things. So that was disappointing for him. But we'll see how things go. We've got to obviously we'll miss Tuesday, but we'll have a look and see.
Have some of the new boys put pressure on some of the more established players tonight? Maybe Shane Duffy, on John O'Shea. Is the picture?
Well, Shane did very well, and that's great. I mean, I took him. I took him to America with us a couple of years ago when he was with Everton at the time, but he was on loan at Yeovil, and he showed a bit of promise there. I think now with playing regularly with Blackburn, it's given that wee bit of extra confidence. And I thought he dealt with things tonight very well indeed. Talking about Alan Judge played the full 90 minutes. It was, I think, Alan might think it was a wee bit of a frustrating night for him. Just was hoping that that we could get the ball to him in dangerous areas rather than he chasing. He probably he worked exceptionally hard during the course of the night, but just to maybe get him isolated once or twice with fullbacks, just get him in on his strong points. That would have been great, but it wasn't to be tonight. But he worked very, very hard indeed.
Martin, you mentioned your centre halves there. How pleased were you that they were a threat in the opposition box as well as the defence?
Where? Sorry?
Your central defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the two of them made the goal. If you can talk about Robbie's corner kick coming in, and set pieces, of course, are very important at both ends of the field. Absolutely.
Neil?
Well, Martin, you obviously changed formation from what you normally used in your games today. Can you explain the thinking behind that?
Yeah, the thinking was really straightforward. It was to get. Actually, I wanted to start the game with both Kevin and Shane. And the way to start it was really for the two of them to, play off each other, which they've done before. Nothing. I knew then doing that would leave us a wee bit short numerically in the middle of the field, and that definitely caused us a problem when we didn't have the ball. They were, I thought Switzerland were quite strong in that department. And when you've got two wide men, two out-and-out wide men, as we have, then you're hoping that maybe one of the centre forwards drops in to help out. But I thought after we scored, decent start, I thought that Switzerland started to dominate the game. But that was all. The reason that we did that was for the two, for Shane, who's deserved to start and play, and Kevin, that I wanted to have a look at.
Does it give you much of a selection headache now with the two centre-backs performances, obviously given Jonathan captain and Richard Keogh's strong performances towards the end of the qualifiers?
Well, Clark doesn't give me any headaches whatsoever. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted with him. And I know his capabilities anyway, inside out. And he's come on strongly here, regardless of what's happening at club level. And that's very encouraging. I think he's left trials and tribulations at club level behind him here. We encourage him greatly as well too. And he responds. He's done very well. And it's nice to see young Duffy do well tonight, take the game in his stride, and because whatever you say about it, you know, from a championship football up to international level against a side that have qualified and who've come on very strongly in their group after a slow start, that will give him a big boost of confidence.
Was the plan always to bring on James and Ewan after the Armagh, or was there ever a temptation to put Alan Judge in the middle for a bit?
To her?
Was the plan always to bring James McCarthy and Ewan O'Kane after the Armagh, or was there ever a temptation?
It wasn't necessarily to bring them on, those two on at the time. I was wanting young O'Kane to play, yes, but we were going to make changes on the hour mark. It just depended how things were going at that time. So it wasn't absolutely definite that that James would come on, but there was a fairly decent chance that Ewan would come on after 60 minutes. And playing Alan Judge in the middle.
Yeah, in like centre midfield or as opposed to the wing.
No, I hadn't thought about it. I don't see him playing too often in centre midfield for Brentford.
Were there any other injuries apart from
Yes. Murph got injured. He felt his calf tightening up, so there's no point in him continuing. You know, so we'll see how he is in the morning.
Is that a concern striker-wise, just given that Robbie and John was tonight's game?
Well, John Walters came back tonight, and I think he'll be all right for Tuesday. So, but you wouldn't want players picking up injuries at this time of the year now. Ones that that if you don't look after them, can become a problem. So the minute that it tightened on him, best to get him off.
Martin, are very senior players like Robbie Keane, John O'Shea certain of their places for the summer, or can some of the players who played well tonight?
Patrick, that's a very unfair question to ask me now. I think that I see by your silence, I was kind of half joking, but and you're a poor audience considering for the other day, very poor audience, laugh something then disappears around the corner. But Robbie is. I think Robbie's just a wee bit concerned about the injury now, but it's something that he thought it was a kick for a start. He thought it would clear up in a couple of days. He just felt it's sore, and it's something that he definitely wants looked at now, either here or going back. He'll miss Tuesday. I'm hoping that that's not a major concern at the moment, and I genuinely don't think it is. So I don't want to start a bit of scaremongering. And he is playing, and I mean, for instance, I know I said this to the lads the other day. There, if Robbie Keane was 27, he starts in our team, but and he's our best goal scorer as well too, which he's proved. So he's very much in my thoughts here and the same with John. All right.
Okay. All right. Yep. Sunday's outside, very briefly.
Yeah.
Can we just ask a final question about Johan Cruyff, whether he's in as a player and is he doing some football?
Oh, well, I'd just like to say that from my own viewpoint, I reckon him certainly without question, top 10 players of all time, you know, and maybe even closer to top 5. Fantastic, absolutely.
Okay.